guys. I don't even know what to call this. German patriotism? The only time I was gonna go to my first soccer game in Germany, I got hit by a car that day, so yeah, such is my luck. One day though, when I go back to Germany for vacation, I will be for sure going to a Fußballspiel, a football game. Yeah, in this video I wanted to talk about the top 5 warnings, or not really, I want to call them warnings, but not really. It's kind of just the biggest cultural differences that I think that I've noticed in my total of 4 years living and studying and working in Germany, because I had a couple friends of mine visit Germany recently and they were asking me what is like the biggest differences between Germany and the US that I should like look out for or something like that. So I made a little list. I'll make a part 2 because I'm sure there's, hundreds more of these, but these are like the biggest ones, I think. First one is when my first day in Germany, I was walking to my hostel. It was in Berlin back in 2015 when I was studying abroad in London, and I took a trip to Berlin. I got to my hostel and they told me that it was cash only, and that really shocked me because I don't know. I was living, in England and then the US, and so I learned very quickly in Germany you're gonna always want to have cash on you. So always. I always had at least like 50 euro or so in my wallet when I was in Germany, because you just never know which shops are going to accept credit card or not. The only good thing I guess about the pandemic is that it did change it a little bit, but not fully. So people, I think, were during the first part of the pandemic were afraid to touch cash and stuff, so then I think a lot of shops started getting the credit card machines at that point. And when I talk about the ones that don't accept credit card, it's usually the really small businesses, family owned, just little ones. Usually in the train station they don't accept card, but now, last time I was there, most of the places did, but you'll find the odd one that doesn't. So that's what I told my friends. Always have cash on you, because you don't want to be the one running down the street trying to find an ATM. And yeah, like I did that day when I was going to the hostel with my like little carry-on suitcase thing, running around Berlin trying to find an ATM. Well, at first I thought it's because Germans don't trust electronics so much as they do paper, or don't want a record. I wasn't sure, but I think it has to do with not wanting to pay unnecessary fees, I think. Let me know your guys' theory below. On my last job, I remember I saw the bill that we had to pay the credit card providers every month on just having that option to accept credit card, and that was like a pretty big bill, so I do understand why the Germans are just like logically like, if we can avoid it, let's avoid it. But as an American who wasn't really used to that, like, I think in the US it's all about convenience. Convenience, 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 which that's not on my list, but that's a big, big difference. Maybe that'll be next month's video. A video about conveniences in Germany versus the US, because Germany has the things that are more convenient than the US. I'll get to that next month. Anyways, okay. The next one is tipping with credit card. This is something I did not figure out until my 4th year living in Germany. That's why it's like on the list, because I'm like, oh my gosh, if I knew this when I first got to Germany, it would have made things a little bit easier, less confusing. So in restaurants, especially restaurants, bars, wherever you're needing to tip someone with a credit card. So when I first got to Germany, I thought, because usually in the US, when you pay with credit card, they'll scan it, they'll give you the receipt, and on the receipt there'll be a little section to write how much you want to tip, and then you have to do the math and add yourself as the customer the total and the tip, and then you write the total and you sign it. That's like the procedure usually. Or it's electronic on their machine and you can just tap which tip you want and then confirm and sign. So that's how it works for us, what we're used to. But in Germany, I haven't seen it any other way, not as of last time I was there, early 2022. So there, they have the little machine they give you, so it's a little, it like tricks you kind of, but it does not have a section on that machine as the customer for that tipping section. So that's something only the waitress or waiter can do. So the trick is what I told my friend when she was visiting, when it's time to pay, tell the waitress the total including the tip that you want her to plug into her machine, that you will, and then you pay that. So yeah, because I was not used to that, being like telling the waitress how much I'm tipping her to her face was new for me. So I never assumed that was how it worked until my ex-boyfriend, he explained that to me when I was watching him pay once at a restaurant, and it just was like, mind blowing, like that's how it works. Because I always just had extra coins in my purse that I would leave as a tip after, because I thought, okay, I don't know how to tip with credit cards, so I always have to tip with cash then, which actually is, I think probably you guys will agree with me in the comments. I think I don't know if that's preferred, right? I've heard a German friend of mine tell me they prefer to just get the cash. So yeah, not a bad method, but if you don't have coins, it's good to know that way. Yeah, so tell them the total, which is usually in Germany, you just round up the tip or it's 10%, I think, which is different than here, 20%. So anyways, that's that. Okay, third one is, I wrote down coldness. Don't get mad at me. It is a difference. The behavior, how do I describe that? In northern Germany especially. Southern Germany, Bavaria is a little, I think, more open to strangers, but for sure northern Germans are more keep to themselves. And there's no unnecessary smiling, or like, and here when you're walking by someone on the street, at least where I'm living, they'll smile at you. You always smile at someone walking by, and often here in Southern California, Los Angeles area where I live, they'll say, "Hi, how are you?" He's like, "Good, thank you," or "How's it going?" "Good," and you just keep walking. So our "how are you" is just that it just means hello. It doesn't. That's all it means in for us. That's a cultural difference. But in Germany, there is none of this unnecessary smiling. Some people do, I noticed, because I would always, it was just a habit, just like little smile when you walk by to someone. But most of the people don't, at least where I lived. I was living in eastern Hamburg, and then I lived in northern Hamburg, in Oldenburg. So, and then that also is the same with customer service. There isn't going to be this, well, some customer service in Germany, they are like that. I noticed like some of the people in Sparkasse, the bank, were like really overly friendly and nice, and so sometimes you'll get that kind of customer service. But a lot of places, which surprised me when I first came to Germany, they weren't overly friendly. Like if someone was having a bad day, like you could see it. And here I think they try to hide it, I think. And like all the jobs I've had, I've never had jobs where I get tips or anything, but if it's any kind of retail customer service kind of jobs, you're wanting someone's money, the business wants their money, you're always going to be very friendly, smiling, and yeah. So but I just noticed, I don't know why that is in Germany, because I thought that was just like basic business practices. If you want more money from people, then like I was taking a class on Skillshare actually about how to delight your customers, which, by the way, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. So thanks, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. But yeah, that video I was watching on Skillshare, it said like how to go above and beyond to grow your business more than just the usual normal customer service, how to delight your customers. It's to do these little things that your competitors aren't doing.
The chocolate on the pillow, the person who remembers your name or helps you with your bags or gives you a free stamp for your postcard. It's brilliant when you experience it, but there's no system for thinking of those special things. Or is there? This course is designed to help you not just get the basics right, and we will look at them briefly, but to amaze your customers with how brilliant you are.
So I was kind of surprised why so many companies in Germany aren't doing that, because that would be different than your competitors, and maybe you'll get more business, more money, or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just something Germans don't value as much as Americans do. I'm still confused by this. And I just want to talk really fast about Skillshare. As you guys know, I've been talking about Skillshare now for I think 11 months or so, and I've been using it for everything. Everything you want to learn, anything and everything. Language learning, business English, like I was talking about how to have better customer service, anything to do with business. And you get 1 month totally free, premium videos, as unlimited, as many as you want to watch from any topic you want to learn from, art classes, anything. My link will be down below in the description box. Click it and you guys can get 1 month totally free on Skillshare. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Or I know Germans, they're really happy to stay at the same company for a very long time, many years, and a lot of Americans are hopping jobs often, so maybe it's just like a mindset thing that's different. Cultural differences, it's like it's hard to describe them and why they're different, but let me know what your guys' theories are down below. Talking with strangers, so that is in that like coldness category, the third one still, about like here in the US you'll be standing in line and someone can just start having a conversation with you just randomly. And I've seen this in Germany, I've seen it sometimes, but definitely not as often as here. And like there's just so many times here where someone will just start talking to me just anywhere. But yeah, if you just try to start a conversation with a stranger in Germany, especially in northern Germany, they might think it's odd behavior and they might kind of feel strange with you or weird with you. So yeah, but in America, and they're not, to just start a conversation with a stranger is not really seen as odd behavior. It's kind of almost welcomed or expected here. So yeah, unless your motivations are like strange, then I think an American will not like that. But yeah, just part of the culture. I've heard in Bavaria they're much more chatty or social with strangers. And that's something that I always have to explain to my American friends who are visiting Germany. I'm like, you're not going to want to talk. If you're visiting northern Germany, you got to know that southern Germany and northern Germany are very different. If you talk about Oktoberfest with a northern German, they're not going to be that happy about it unless they have like family in Bavaria or something. If they have no connection to Bavaria and you're asking them, have you been to Oktoberfest, like really excited, I learned my lesson about this. Sometimes they're gonna talk about how much they do not like Oktoberfest and Bavarian cultural things. So yeah, it's just like, I mean, you can drive from northern Germany to the south of Germany in 1 day, someone told me. And so it seems like the geography of the country is not like that big, but it is very different, north and south. Like so many things are so different about them too. Just like here in the US, north and south, very different. Number 4, big difference. When you're cheersing, is that a word? When you're doing a cheers with someone in Germany with your drink, you gotta have eye contact. A German is gonna find it kind of rude if you don't give them eye contact when you're cheersing. And here, when I came home, it's funny because after living in Germany for so long, when I'm cheering with a friend, cheering or cheersing, my English is still coming back to me. I'm reading a lot more English books now, and it's like it's helping me so much build my vocabulary back because I've lost a lot of my English. So here with my American friends, I'm like, it bothers me now and they don't give me eye contact, and I can't believe that, because that used to annoy me so much in Germany when a German would tell me like, hey, eye contact, and then they'll be like, you're gonna have bad luck for 7 years, or bad whatever, fill in the blank, for 7 years if you don't give me eye contact. And it was like, I'm so annoyed, just cheers, and just becoming a German, getting annoyed with things you weren't annoyed with before. Number 5, beautiful men. I wrote down beautiful women, beautiful people. The big difference I've noticed, and my friend, when she was in the airport in Germany and when she was in the airport in Amsterdam, which I know that's not Germany, but they're both kind of similar, I felt like, when I visited both. Like the people have similar styles, I felt like. the people really care about presentation, what they look like in public, especially in public. In the US, Southern California, we don't care really what we look like in public unless we're like going to work or something. But if it's just going to do errands, we just pull on our sweatpants, a little beach dress, because here it's where, you know, like, that's where I'm from, kind of LA area. So yeah, we don't really care that much. And in Germany, they really care. They look so nice. Like, just like a lot of the guys just have really nice ironed shirts. A lot of them like the collared shirts, which is just a little step up, but it really looks different. And the hair's always nicely groomed with like the half shaved look for the guys, longer on top, shorter on bottom. These guys in Southern California and most, I think, of the US, just, I think the longer hairstyle is more popular, but I think for a girl, at least me and my friends I've talked to, I think we like that kind of short hair look. Anyways, so yeah. If you're traveling and you're single, you might be like, wow, I want to move here. The people are really, really cute. Chic, I wrote too. Like, the girls are super chic. There's certain areas of Hamburg, like Winterhude or Eppendorf. There's like certain areas. You just look at the girls like, wow, cool style. Like, where are they buying their clothes? It just is like, they look like they're all on some kind of catwalk sometimes. And yeah, so, and then I wrote just a bonus difference if you're staying in Germany in the winter long term. So this isn't someone just visiting, but it's something I wish I knew when I first moved to Germany, is that my German friend told me most of the people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he told me this, so I'm gonna blame him. He said most of the people in northern Germany are taking vitamin D supplements because, or they have a UV lamp or a light in their apartment or house that's like helping them get more light, because I didn't realize it, especially during pandemic, it was brutal, that you just don't get the sun. The sun goes down super early during the winter, like super, super early, like 4 p.m., 3 p.m. So you just don't see the sun. You're off work and there's no sun. It's dark. It's dark. Very dark. Pitch black dark sometimes. So it can get very depressing. And so I didn't know, like, maybe my mood would have been better if I knew about the vitamin D supplement thing. I didn't get to try that, so tip for you guys, get on that ASAP if you're going to be living long term in a winter in northern Germany. I think southern Germany doesn't get as bad of weather, but I mean, it's not that far away. So let me know if you're from southern Germany, Bavaria, if you also, like, if that's common to take vitamin D, because I heard it's like those northern Scandinavian countries especially need to have that in mind. So those are all the differences. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. What are your opinions? And I'll see you guys next month. Okay, bye.